Kara. Welcome to my craft room. Graduation's coming up, and we all need gift bags, cards, all that fun stuff. And so I took a very basic card from Cricut and added a bunch of stuff to it. So it'll work perfect for graduation. So first the gift bag, the matching gift bag and card. So I'll set that aside. And then here's your card. And then when you open it up, you have the pop-up graduation hat. This says you did it. This is where you're going to sign it. Some confetti. You're all done. It's really easy and fast. So let's go make it. Here we are on the front page of Cricut. We're going to hit new project, and that gives us a blank canvas. This is a very old pop-up card, so it's very, very basic, and that's why I added stuff. But first, I'm going to show you how to look up your images with a code number. Now, all of Cricut's images start with #M, and then for the cap card, it's 5AA8309. Okay, search. And as you can see, it's very, very simple, but we're going to fix that. Okay, you click on this, you'll see that it loads it onto the insert down here. Now you can hit insert if you want, or you can just leave it there. I'm going to fast forward here in just a second. I'm going to give you a list of all of the images you're going to need for this project. I want you to go ahead and get all these images loaded up on the canvas. You don't need me to type out every single thing for you. So I'm going to fast forward here. And once we get all our images, I will see you on the canvas. Here we are on the canvas. Let's separate everything so we kind of see what we're working on. Here's this. These are all of our different pieces, and we are going to deal with them one by one. First, we're going to do this is we're going to separate these out, because as you can see, it comes in one big thing. So you're going to go down here to actions. You see I've already got it highlighted green, and all the way over to the left, you're going to hit ungroup. Now you'll see everything has its own green square. Okay, so first, the cap is going to be 4.6 high. So you're going to go down here to edit, right next to action. There you go. And sometimes we're going to be doing the height, and sometimes we're going to be doing the width. It just kind of depends on which one works better for us. So the cap, you're gonna click on height down here, and it's going to be 4.6. 4.6. There we go. That one's done. The tassel is going to be 4 inches high. So height here, we're going to change that to 4. Okay, there we go. Now we got the cap and the tassel. We'll do the card itself last. Then these are your two little ones you're going to put I did it, and the other one you're going to sign. And so we are going to need 2 of those, but let me give you an example first. We're not gonna edit these, duplicate these. until we get everything correct. Okay. Okay. Now this is going to be the you did it. And here is your 2.25 height. So we're going to go here, back down here to height. And it's 2.25. Okay. And then your you did it. We'll change, like I said, we'll change all the cut. It's going to be 1.25 high. So 1.25. There you go. So you can see, well, while we're at edit, when you want to check a size or something, it's back and you can't see it, you go down here to arrange, and you're going to arrange, send it back. There we go. And then now we can kind of see what we're doing here. Okay, there you go. There's your you did it. And we're not going to group these together because we don't need to, and we're going to change these after we change the colors. This, let me show you how we're going to do this first. You're going to go into layers. Now, whatever you click over here on the canvas, you're going to see it's highlighted in gray. We don't need that red or orange frame right there. So when you want to get rid of something, the easiest way without having to ungroup it and blah, blah, blah is to highlight it with the gray, and then you go down right here at the bottom and you hit the eye. There you go. Now it's gone. Okay. And this one is going to be 5.5 inches high. So let's take layers back out, and we're going to do 5.5. There we go. Okay. Then this is the black rectangle that goes behind this, and it's going to be 6.5 height. 6.5. There you go. And like I said, here in a minute, we're going to change all the colors. The reason I'm leaving the colors to the last is because you're going to want to change them to your school colors. You know, I just picked red and black. So red, black, and white. So if your students, you know, colors are blue and gold, then you're going to change all these to blue and gold. Okay. Now the little cap here, it is going to be, we're going to do the width on this, which is the first one. Because again, sometimes it's easier to do width, sometimes it's easier to do height. This is 2.2. Okay, there we go. The 2022 is 3.1 width. So that's the first one. And it's going to be 3.1. There we go. Now when you come down here, you'll see, now these are all for the front of the card. We're going to do the gift bag here in just a minute. And then this guy goes in front right here. There we go. Okay, so now you see what we're doing. Okay, and then let's do one more, this confetti. It's 1.5 height. 1.5. And we are going to duplicate and do all that stuff here in a minute. Okay, now we've got everything for the card. Not for the front of the gift bag. So now that we got everything for the card, this way we don't have to go through and change the sizes on every single one. So first, let's do the black triangle. That we're going to duplicate that. You're going to go to actions. You're going to hit duplicate. Okay, this is for the gift bag. And then you're going to go to edit. And for this is the black rectangle. It's going to be 5 inches wide. There you go. Okay, now this is still your card, so let's put this up by the card. The next one is the white. Okay, and it's 5.75 height. So this one right here, not much bigger than what we've already got. Everything's just going to be a little tiny bit bigger. Now, if you're making a bigger gift bag, if you're using a bigger gift bag, oh, you know what I did? I messed up. See, this happens to the best of us. I didn't duplicate first, so I'm going to go to, okay. Let me show you what I just did. Okay. I changed this size before I duplicated it. So now I've got to put it back what it was for the card. and it was 5.5. So let's go back to height, 5.5. Okay, this is for the card, but then we need to duplicate it. So back to actions and duplicate. There we go. Now that's for your card. This is for your bag. And what did I say that was? 575. So back to edit, and right here, 5.75. There you go. Now, everything's just slightly bigger. Like I said, if you have a bigger gift bag, then you need to make all of this bigger. And I will show you the easiest way to do that. Now, here's the 2020 for the front of the card. Back to actions, hit duplicate. Okay. And then back to edit. And we are going to 3.25 height. No, 3.25 width. 3.25. There we go. That's for the bag. This is for the card. That way we can kind of keep everything together. And then this is for the card. So we've got to go back to actions and duplicate. And then back to edit and 2.3 wide. So width, just not much bigger. There we go. Now, this one's for the card. This one is for the bag. There we go. Okay, so we've got this done, we've got this done, and we've got everything sized. Now, depending on what your school colors you're going to use, then your thing is going to be a little bit different. But before we do that, before we change the colors, this is going to be your white background card, your main card. And you're going to need the red rectangles that go inside of it. So, what I want to do first is, let me go back. I'm going to use this card size because in the long run, we haven't changed these sizes yet, and I will in just a minute. So this is the black rectangle that goes back behind this here. But I want that exact same size in red on the inside of this. And I need 2 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to go back to actions, and I'm going to do 2 duplicates. 1, 2. Okay. And they are going to go on the inside of the card. But first, let's change this size, and then I can show you how we keep a little better track of everything. Okay. So let's go back to edit. Now, the reason I left this for last is because I like to do my cards 5x7 size because I have a package of envelopes and a package of blank cards. I'm going to show you those when we get over to the craft desk. So when you want to, how we changed all these sizes, we wanted to keep it the same aspect ratio as the other one, but this one we're going to change a little bit, and it's just a blank card, so that makes it easy. So we want this card to be a 5x7 card, which means the width is going to need to be 10 and the height is going to need to be 7. So when it's folded, it's 5x7. But if I only change one or the other, it's going to do the same as everything. It's going to change everything. But for this, we need to unlock this. So right down here on this lower right-hand corner, lower left-hand corner is a little lock button. You're going to unlock it. Okay, so our width is going to be 10. And our height is going to be 7. There, now, see? Now, we can put these up here, and you can see there's just going to be a little bit of the white show through, okay? I'm trying to keep all of these organized for you so you kind of can see where everything goes, okay? So you don't get confused, and you know what colors you want to change it to. So, first thing, and I'm going to give you a couple hints here too. Let's go to layers, because I'm going to pull these down just a little bit so you can see what we're doing. We want to change this to white. Okay, but you see how it's got that score line in the middle, so that helps you fold it. When you have something that has either writing on it or a score line or anything that's not just cutting, you're going to get an attached set. You see where I have it in gray over here on the right? So And then when you look down here to edit, where you're going to change your color, it says multiple with a question mark. That means because you have that score line, you've got to highlight just this part, just the color part. Now you see down here in the lower left-hand corner where it says basic cut pink. So we don't want it pink, we want it white. So let's go down here and we're going to click on the white square and we're going to push apply. Okay, now our card is white. Okay, now both of these, and now I'm going to show you another, we can do these the same, you know, each one. But if you've got the same card and you want to make it different, multiple colors, look, you can just, you drag your finger over them or your mouse if you're using your laptop and highlight both of them. And then you can go in here and we're going to make those bright red because they go inside the card. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to move them back up here so we can, like I said, we can, and of course, if your colors are different, then you change your colors. These are good. This is going to be white. You see down here, basic cut light blue. We're going to change that to white, apply. And remember, we need 2 of those. And this is why, so we don't have to keep doing this over and over and over again. I go back to actions and I'm going to hit duplicate. Okay, so there we go. We got our 2 things. Okay, now let's do the front of the card. I'm going to keep these separate so you can keep them separate. One is just slightly bigger than the other. So, and I will show you how to change, how to do it in a different way here in just a second. Let's do the graduation cap. Okay, here you see the little graduation cap is highlighted in gray over here on the right. And we're not going to cut out the black part, and we're not going to cut out the brown part. You see it has the little eyes with the slashes next to it. That is because we don't need them. If you were doing something bigger or you needed it more solid, then yeah, you might want to do all 3. But we're not going to worry about that. So this, let's highlight just the cap. We want to change that. We're going to go back down here to edit, and we want to change that to black or whatever color your school color is. And then both of these, the tassel and the little button thing, are going to, on mine, are going to be red. So now let me show you this. All these squares that are up here at the top, those are what you're using. The squares down at the bottom are things you can change it to, and I'll explain that here in a minute. There we go. And then we need the little button on the tassel. We need that to also be red. So let's change that to red. Okay. Then this is going to be black. So we're going to go up here and hit a black. And I will show you why there's 2 blacks here in just a minute. This is white. White. And this is red. I'm going to go back and hit the red. Okay. There you go, just like I showed you on the card I just made. Now, again, if yours is different colors, you know, then that's what you'd like. You know, whatever you like your different colors. Now, let me show you a different way. If you don't have, if it's just a plain cut like these squares were, and you don't have the score line there, then you can, then it's real easy to do it. You can do it in sync also. And so that's what I'm going to show you. Since these are the exact same things, I'm going to show you another easy way to change. Down here by edit is something called sync. Okay. And we want to make sure all of our colors get the same. Now, in this project, I'm only using red, white, black. Okay. So we're very simple here. Okay. Now, you see this little graduation cap is the color hasn't changed, and none of these, the colors have changed. These are all your gift bags. So I'm going to take this. I know I want it black, and I'm going to hold the 3 lines down next to the graduation cap, and then I'm just going to drag it what I want. Now, for some reason, these are 2 different shades of black. We don't really care about which shade it is. We just want it to know that we need to put black paper on our mats. Okay, now, then you have the 2022, and it's red. So you're going to hold your finger down on the 3 lines to the right, and you're going to drag it down until we find the red. There's the red. There. Now we've got it. This one is going to be white. There we go. This one is going to be black, remember? There we go. And the tassel is also going to be red. Again, if it's your, here, we're going to do this red. If your colors are different, then you just do, you just kind of keep track of it. Okay, now we've got all the gift bag stuff done. There we go. We're going to change these You Did It colors. And let's see. Oh, how did I get that to be pink up there? You see the 2020, 2022 up here that for some reason turned pink? That's because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing and I drug it by mistake. Okay, so the You Did It. You can decide which ones you want, what colors you want which. Let's do the yellow. We're going to move down here to the red. And the blue, we're going to move up to the black. Okay. And then you've got your confetti. We're going to need 4 copies of this confetti. Okay. So we are going to, first we need 4 copies, 2 white and 2 black. So first, let's move this one up into the black so it's the right color. Then let's go to actions. And we're going to hit duplicate. There we go. Now we've got 2 blacks. Okay. Then we're going to duplicate 2 more times. 1, 2. Except those are going to be white. So we're going to have to drag these down to the white. Okay. Go all the way down. Now you can either do all of this in layers or you can do it in sync. Depends on which one you find is easier for you to do. That's totally your choice. Now, okay, I'm going to move all this stuff up here so I can zoom in and kind of show you everything that we did. Again, your colors may differ. Let me get all these kind of all in the right spot. Whoops. Now see, I can highlight all of these and move them up here. Now let's do all these right here. Put this one up by it. Okay, now I'm going to zoom in. Oops, I'm going to take sync off. There we go. Now, here's the inside of your card. You're signing your You Did It. Okay. Then here's your front of your card. Here's the front of your gift bag. Here's your graduation pop-up cap. And your confetti. There you go. You're done. Okay, go ahead and hit the Make It button up here in the top right-hand corner. And go ahead and get all of your stuff cut out. And I will meet you over on the craft table and we'll get them put together. Here we are at the craft table. My first tip is I switch everything. I put everything together on plates to keep everything separate. I do this with all of my projects. I use the same plates over and over and over again. And I made a sample to make before I make it for you. And like I said, when we were on the canvas, if you have a bigger gift bag and you want a bigger one of these, not a big deal. You just highlight everything and make it as big as you want. And this, I am going to, okay, here is what I cut out of the white cardstock, just like we did on the canvas. And we'll start on that here in a minute, but I want to show you this. Anyway, this is what we're doing right here. Okay, so first, let's go ahead and glue the insides of this together so the glue can be drying. Now, we're going to do 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Let me see. So you're going to kind of do it the same distance all 3 sides. There you go. And then that will automatically put your gap here. Now, if you want to make it a little bigger and the gap smaller, you know, like I did on the other card, you know, it still looks fine. It's not a big deal. Now, the glue I use, art glitter glue. This is really good paper to paper glue. It dries really fast, and this is the refill, and I'll link it below in the description. Okay, so let's go ahead and do these, and the glue can be drying. So it all depends on what you like better. You can, as long as you have a pretty good gap here in the middle, because if you don't and you just have it a fold, it won't lay down flat. That's just how pop-up cards work. Okay, so Let's go ahead and get these. We don't need a ton. No, my glue's decided it doesn't want to come out. When that happens, I just run my pen back through real quick. There we go. See, that worked. Okay. And I just filled this up, and so it's got extra glue coming out because I need to set it up straight for a few minutes so it'll stop doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue on both of these, even though usually I do them one at a time, because these glue, these glue threads, or whatever you want to call them, are so thin that sometimes they'll dry too fast for you. Okay, so we're going to go over here, and I'll start with the outside, and we're going to do it as even as possible. It's a little harder for me to do because I'm sitting way apart, so you don't see my hair in the video. And then when you put this second side on, it's more important for you to get about the same distance in the fold so it looks good. And then you want this corner and this corner to be the same going this way. So that way it looks more professional. Now, if you make a mistake, it's not a big deal because these are handmade. Handmade are not going to be perfect like store-bought. And we don't want them to be perfect. That's why we like handmade. Plus, have you seen the price of pop-up cards? I noticed Hallmark has started putting them out, and boy, are they expensive. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. You know, they're like $10. So this one you can make for less than $1, and it's super cute too. Okay, so you've got that done. We're going to set that aside, and we're going to start working on the front. Okay, first, let's go ahead and do the gift bag. This is slightly bigger than, here's your gift bag and here's your card. So you can see everything's just slightly smaller. Okay, first we're going to work on the bag. And it's going to be super simple. There's not much to glue here. And this, we're going to do the exact same thing on the front of your card. So first, let's glue this little tassel part on. Okay, and you know when you have a graduation cap and you have the button that's on the top? Oh, hold on. I'm going to pull this back off again because I messed up. I didn't get it at the right angle. There we go. Okay, probably it's going to be easier for you to start over here at the button and then go. Just because this is such a small thing, it's going to bend a little bit. And if you get a little bit of glue on there, it's really easy. You just rub it and it comes right off. Oops. See, just like that. And we're going to glue it down so it doesn't matter. Then, if you want, you can put the little diamond thing on here, and that just gives you a little 3D effect that the tassel's hanging from a button. And and if you want to put it on, you can. If you don't, I doubt anybody's going to notice whether, you have the button on there or not. Okay, so there you go. There's that. And then we're just going to, eyeball all this stuff right into the middle. There we go. And then we're just going to glue this on real quick. And like I said on the canvas, if you want to, look, see, I'm too far down. The other nice thing about this glue is it dries clear, so you're not going to see it anyway. So then this one goes, and I will usually, especially for the card, this is not as important because it's just these 3 layers, and I know I'm not going to mess them up. I will usually start from the top and work down, because if I make a mistake, then I don't have to remake the whole thing. But since this is just 4 pieces and we know exactly what we're going to do, I doubt it would be hard to make a mistake. So, and I'll show you what I'm talking about when we start making the card. And then I kind of just do this at an angle. And if you want the tassel to be black also, and of course, like I said, when we were on the canvas, you change these colors to whatever your school colors are. Okay, there you go. There's your front of your gift bag. And then all you got to do is glue it on, just like that. Okay, so we're done with that. Now, and of course, we already did this part. I put a little bit of two extra glue because it was, and see how it wrinkled my paper? Normally it won't do that. So we won't be doing that again. You won't be able to see it once we're done. Okay, now we're gonna do the front of the card, the exact same thing we just did. Okay, I went ahead and glued the tassel onto the hat. And since we already did it once, you don't need instructions on this part. Just kind of eyeball it right in the middle. Doesn't have to be perfect. Again, handmade cards are never perfect. Just kind of, you want to get it in the middle. If you want to measure, you're more than welcome to measure. Nobody's going to notice if it's, a 1/16 of an inch off. Okay, and then we're going to put this. Usually this glue dries so fast, I'll kind of eyeball it and just put the one edge down. See if I've got it kind of in the right spot. I hope you can see that. I forget that I have to put it up farther for you guys to see. And then we're just going to glue this on. And the little triangle, the little diamond part. There we go. And since we already did this, I'm not worried about doing the diamond part after I put the hat on. But my habit is to make sure that I do all this small stuff first. Because if I mess it up, say if I had something on here and I messed it up at this stage, I'd have to make all these pieces again. You have to cut them all out again and glue them all again. So to keep from doing that, I usually will break it down into smaller things. So there you go. There's the front of your card. And again, we're not going to glue it on the front yet because what if I mess this up? So then we'd have to make all of it. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. So we're going to set this aside while the glue dries. And there we go. We're done with 2 of the plates. And now we're on the inside. Now, okay, now we're going to do the hat. Make sure that your slit is on the left-hand side, and then you're going to fold it on the score. Now, there wasn't score lines here, but it's not a big deal because it's easy. On the back side, you're just going to fold these down. This is one of the very first pop-up cards that Cricut ever posted, and it's pretty simple and is missing a lot of elements. All the more modern ones are great. You see on this one, I glued it way out here, and so I'll show you that here in a minute, but I want to show you the back. See, you don't need this whole arrow thing. You just need about 3/4 of an inch, and you're going to have about an inch here. Okay, so we are going to take off about 2 inches from here. You don't have to measure it exact. It doesn't have to be exact, but we're going to about an inch from the arrow right here. We're going to cut that off because we just don't need it. Okay, no, don't make anything more complicated than it needs to be. Now we're going to slide this in this slit. Nobody's going to notice that you don't have the arrow part. You see where there's only maybe an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch here. So let's push it in where it goes. Okay, there we go. About an inch. Let me show you. Yeah, about 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and then we swing it a little bit so it's coming straight out. And now you see it's not going to drag when the card is open. So you want the tassel halfway between this corner and this edge. You want it about an inch, 3/4 out here. And then this looks like it's about 3/4 an inch, something like that. So let's measure it. Yeah, it's about an inch. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Then we're going to glue this in real quick on this side. Okay. Of course, and we're going to double check it over here. It still looks good. And we'll sneak some glue up under here. Okay, there we go. Just so it'll kind of stay where it's supposed to be. Okay, so now your hat is done, and you can see it is not, when it opens, it is not going to drag. We'll get the hat put in there. Okay, what you have to watch out with pop-up cards is that nothing's going to go outside of your card edges. Doesn't matter what you do, just make sure they don't go outside your edges. So fold it down like this. And as you can see, for some reason, it doesn't fold straight. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to notice. Okay, it's not even on both sides. Again, doesn't matter. No one's going to notice. So your thing is this tip needs to go right next to the fold. And these, you've got to make sure that they're not sticking out from the edge of the card. Okay, and then you'll see on mine here that I have about half an inch, something like that, from the red. So we're going to go like this. We're going to get it about the right distance. Then we're going to move it over. Now, you don't want it straight on the fold. You want it just a little bit to the side of the fold, not much. And then you're going to want to make sure that this is not hitting here. Okay? So you want this close and you want this close. And then you want it, maybe half an inch. It doesn't matter how far. So then we're going to, normally I would have this upside down, so I was gluing, but I want to show you. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue there so it doesn't move. Okay, I moved it around a little bit, so I'm double checking. Still to the right of the fold, still within the size of the card. I'm going to turn it around and finish gluing it while I hold it down. So I'm just going to put up the edge, and you want to put a pretty good amount of glue on here, because it's going to have a little bit of strain because it's going to be opening and closing. And this is what's going to keep your hat connected to your card. There we go. There. So now you see, I'm going to show you what's going to happen. Yeah, there you go, just like that. So your next thing is you're going to fold it back just the way it was. You're going to double check that you're still in the line and your fold is where you want it. This is the easy part. We're not going to move it. We're going to put glue right here. Okay, good amount of glue. And all we're going to do is close the card. There you go. You're going to hold it for a minute. There we go. Just like that. And look, there you go. See? Your card pops up, your hat pops up, you're good. Okay, so now to do the inside, we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to do the outside last, because again, if we make a mistake. Okay, now you can fold this all, pull this all the way back, but it's going to pull on your card, so you don't want that. Okay, just like that. Now, let's go ahead and put your 2 pieces of cardstock in there. One is You Did It. There you go. Now, if you want it to fold, lay flat after the hat, you're just going to have to put your folds in a little bit different spot, which is not a big deal. You're just going to have to make them a little closer in. Okay, so then all we have left is the confetti, which is real simple. Just gonna, doesn't have to be in any specific spot. You're just gonna put it where you think it's gonna look good. So here's one. Here's one. Just like that. Now, since these are exactly the same, you want to kind of do them backwards, each one, so they don't look exactly the same. So how this has the little circles going down, now I'm going to put this one in with the little circles going up. Okay. And let's see, how about we put this one here? Kind of backwards. You see how this one, we've got the circles pointing down. This time I'm going to put, kind of almost do this vertically. It doesn't matter. You put it on however you like. Okay, like that. I do all the big pieces first. Okay. Now, since I have this, I'm going to do it upside down over here. About right there. Then this other big white. We'll put it up here. Up here. And then once I get all the big pieces in on, then I will just, you know, fill in with the small pieces. So see, I've got a blank right here. I need one more big piece, which will be the, and see, this is matching here, so I'm gonna flip it so it doesn't match the same. There, like that. I think I like it this way. There we go. Just like that. And then just fill in your different spots. Here, 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 here. Let's see. I'll do the squares first. There we go. Up here. Here's the black squares. Again, this is why I say to let your card stay open and let it dry really good before you put it in your envelope or anywhere. Okay, here's your other white square. Let's put it here. Again, doesn't matter. We're just sticking them in places where we need some extra. And I'm probably only going to end up doing the bigger, that's a piece of glue, the bigger circles. And since this is a white piece of confetti over here, I'll put the black circle. And the bigger circles, I probably won't even end up using the smaller circles, but you can. That's totally your decision. And I kind of want a little bit more down here. So I'll use the other two, black next to a white piece of confetti and white next to a black piece of confetti. Boom, there. Now look how cute that is. You're all done. Oh, no, we're not all done. I fooled you. As my son would say, April Fools. He's very much into April Fools right now. So there we go. Now you want to make sure that your card is right side up. Okay, so you're done with the middle. So all we got to do, and this is only going to be 1/8 of an inch all the way around. See? So that's all we've got left to do. And this way, the reason that I didn't glue this on first, like I was saying before, what if we messed up this? Okay. Then we would have to redo this whole thing too, but we didn't. So now it's time to put our front on the card, double check that we're right side up. Because if you put this on upside down, you're going to have to make the entire card again, and nobody wants to have to do that. There we go, just like that. Got a little bit of glue right there. There we go. Done. Okay, so there's your 2022. There's your card. Look how cool that is. All you got to do is sign it and put it in its envelope. You did it. I'm so proud of you.